What is up, everybody? So, today I'm going to tell you a story that my one teacher, shout out to Mr.Dess, told us. And the story name is called Whiskey Jesus. And I think you guys might find it a little interesting. I'm going to tell you that for a fact. Um, so, the name was given during the story, which you'll hear about. So, his father, he worked, I think it was as a plumber, and the story takes place late 70s, early 80s, and it's basically near December. And you know where the shell cracker plant was? So that's basically where the story took place. It was before the shell cracker plant. The newer one came to life. The older one was there. So his father and a couple of buddies, along with a bunch of workers, they were doing plumbing work and all that. And the one manager came over and was like, "Hey, can you ask your friends if you guys can work overtime because we got a lot more projects to do?" So he's like, "Yeah, yeah, we'll do it." So he talks to his friends, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll do it." Then it's around 2 o'clock, and they're done with the work. They're exhausted. They go out to the parking lot, and what happens next was basically they both go to the cars. It's snowing. It's like a blizzard, like inches of snow, like about that many inches. And the one car starts. They get in. They're waiting for the other car to start. The other car doesn't start. They don't know why. So they ask them. They're like, "What's going on with the car?" We don't know. So they're looking for jumper cables. None of them have jumper cables. So they basically go to the guard post, ask the guard, "Hey, do you got any jumper cables?" "No, we don't have any jumper cables." The note to self, where they live is about 30 minutes away. Where they live is in Newcastle. So it's about 30 minutes away from there. So from there and back, it'd be an hour. So one of them would have to stay there for an hour. And it would be harsh. Well, as they were trying to figure out who's going to stay and who's going to go, later on, there is a mysterious old man walking in the snow, holding in one hand jumper cables and a bag. Can you guess what's in the bag? Whiskey. So you have this old man holding jumper cables and a bag of whiskey. And he goes up to him, he's like, "You need this?" And the guys take the whiskey, although Mr. Dess's father doesn't. And note to self, whiskey does not heat you. It makes you even colder. It makes you feel like you're heated, but it actually makes it colder. So note to self. But anyways, they get the cars running. They put the jumper cables on the car that's dead. They jump start it. They get it working. And then the Mr. Dess's father, he turns around and he's like, "Hey, thanks for the..." He looks for the little guy. Nowhere to be seen. He's just like John Cena. But he's nowhere to be seen, literally. So they're like, "Where'd he go? Where'd he go?" And he asks his buddy, he's like, "Hey, did you see where the old guy went?" "No, I didn't see him at all." "So where he went?" He's like, "He was just here 2 seconds ago. What are you talking about?" And one of his friends is like, "Look over there." "What?" "Look over there." Where are you pointing?" "Look over there. Look where he came from." They look over there. There was no footprints in the snow. Like, absolutely no footprints in the snow. Now, it was almost like a blizzard out there. It was snowing a lot. But there was no way, absolutely no way, that, basically the snow could cover up the tracks. So they were all confused. They went to the guard post. And the funny thing is, when they went to the guard post, they're like, "Hey, did you see that old guy who was carrying the jumper cables and the bag of whiskey?" And he's like, "No, he wasn't there." They're like, "What are you talking about? All of us literally saw him." He's like, "No, I've been watching you, trying to figure out what you've been doing with your cars, and then we finally got started. I've been watching you the entire time." So they looked at each other very confusingly. As they went back, started their cars, and headed back home, they were still confused, but they later figured out the name for this new guy who was pretty mysterious. And that new name was Whiskey Jesus. That was pretty funny.